Did you know that nearly 60% of Londoners have seen their housing costs rise in the past year, and 39% are struggling to make ends meet? Or that in Manchester, average rents have surged by over 12% in just 1 year? These aren't just numbers, they're real issues affecting daily life in the UK's biggest cities. And here's the shocking truth: things are getting worse, not better. It's enough to drive you bonkers, isn't it? Well, buckle up, folks, because in today's video, we're diving headfirst into the UK's urban jungle and revealing the 10 cities you might want to consider waving goodbye to before it could be too late. Stay tuned, because things are about to get real. London, the city of dreams, they call it. But let's be honest, darlings, those dreams are starting to cost an arm and a leg. We're talking about a city where the average house price is now well over £500,000. You could buy a castle in some parts of the country with that kind of money, and rent? Don't even get me started on rent. It's enough to make you want to move into a garden shed and call it a day. The crime rate, well, it's not exactly a walk in the park either, is it? Pickpockets, scammers, you name it, London's got it. And the air quality? Let's just say those face masks we've all gotten so used to wearing might be a permanent fixture. So before you pack your bags and head for the bright lights of London town, just have a good think, won't you? There might be other, more affordable, less crowded, and dare I say, less polluted pastures out there. In today's video, we're going to reveal 10 UK cities you might want to consider leaving before it's too late. Whether it's due to skyrocketing housing costs, worsening pollution that's affecting your health, or increasing crime rates, we've got the inside scoop on what's going wrong. But let's not forget what makes London London. The city is a melting pot of cultures, a hub for innovation, and home to some of the world's most iconic landmarks. From the Tower of London to the West End theatres, there's a magic here that you just can't find anywhere else. The job market is thriving, with opportunities in nearly every sector you can think of. And the public transport system, though sometimes a bit crowded, is one of the best in the world. So, while the cost of living might be steep, the question remains, is the price worth the perks? That, dear viewers, is a conundrum only you can solve. Next up, we're whizzing up north to Manchester, a city known for its vibrant music scene, its friendly locals, and its rapidly rising rent prices. That's right, folks. Manchester is quickly becoming a victim of its own success. The city's booming, businesses are flocking there, but the cost of living is soaring faster than a Liam Gallagher high note. Just take a gander at the rental market. Average rents have shot up by over 12% in the last year alone. And it's not just rent, is it? Everything seems to be going up in price. So if you're on a budget, if you're looking for that elusive work-life balance, well, you might want to think twice before packing your bags for Manchester. So if you want to know which cities are headed for disaster and why you should consider relocating ASAP, keep watching. This is one video you don't want to miss. The truth about where to live might surprise you, and your future self will thank you for watching until the very end. Right then, let's hop over to Nottingham, shall we? Nottingham, historically known for its rich heritage, but now it's grappling with rising housing costs and increasing crime rates. Rental prices have increased by over 10% in the past year alone, making it increasingly unaffordable for locals, especially younger people or families trying to get on the property ladder. Certain districts have seen a steady climb in crime rates, contributing to a growing sense of insecurity. Additionally, the city's infrastructure is under strain, with public services stretched thin, making daily life more challenging. Sheffield. Once the steel capital of the UK, Sheffield has faced significant economic shifts over the past few decades. The transition from industrial roots to a service-based economy hasn't been easy, leading to high unemployment rates, especially in areas that once thrived on steel production. Housing affordability is becoming a concern, with rents steadily increasing and home ownership becoming out of reach for many. The city's transportation infrastructure struggles to accommodate the growing population, and certain districts are experiencing rising crime rates, adding to the city's challenges. Now then, let's head over to the heart of England, shall we? Coventry, to be precise. A city once known as a symbol of post-war recovery, it's now facing some significant challenges. You see, Coventry's been through a lot. Once a hub for the automotive and manufacturing industries, it's now grappling with job security concerns. And while it has a rich cultural and educational scene, the city is not without its struggles. One of the biggest challenges facing Coventry today is, you guessed it, the cost of living. Now, it's not as expensive as London, of course, but it's still pricier than many other parts of the UK. So, if you're considering a move, keep these factors in mind. Right then, let's head over to Liverpool, shall we? A city known for its rich cultural heritage, but facing economic decline in several key sectors. Unemployment rates here remain higher than the national average, and housing affordability is becoming a growing concern. Gentrification is pricing out long-time residents. Certain areas are troubled by persistent issues of antisocial behavior and violence. Infrastructure problems, including poor public transport options and congested roads, further exacerbate the situation. So, even if you do manage to find a job in Liverpool, you'll still face significant challenges in daily life. All right, let's head over to Leeds, shall we? Leeds, a vibrant hub for business and education, is grappling with soaring living costs. Property prices and rents have surged, making it difficult for many to find affordable accommodation. While the city has a strong economy, income inequality is a pressing issue, with some areas experiencing high levels of poverty. Traffic congestion and overcrowded public transport are persistent problems, affecting the quality of life. Despite these challenges, Leeds offers a vibrant cultural scene and beautiful parks for its residents. Now let's head over to Scotland's largest city, Glasgow. A city with a rich industrial past, Glasgow is currently grappling with economic transitions. Job security remains a significant concern, especially in traditional sectors. The housing market is also feeling the pressure, with rising costs and demand outstripping supply. High crime rates in certain districts add to the city's challenges. And let's not forget the overwhelmed public transport system. Glasgow is a city with a lot to offer, but it's also facing some pretty stiff challenges. From economic transitions to housing and crime, it's a city in flux. Glasgow's future remains uncertain as it navigates these issues. All right, let's head over to Bristol, shall we? Bristol, once considered one of the best places to live in the UK, but now it's facing skyrocketing living costs. Housing costs are rising faster than wages, making renting unaffordable for many. Despite its reputation as a tech hub, the job market isn't keeping pace with the cost of living. Traffic congestion and poor public transport infrastructure further diminish the city's appeal. One of the biggest challenges facing Bristol today is, you guessed it, the cost of living crisis. Now, it's not as expensive as London or the South East, of course, but it's still a struggle for many people, especially those on low incomes. The city's future depends on addressing these issues effectively. Right then, let's head over to Birmingham, shall we? Birmingham, the UK's second largest city, is experiencing overcrowding and infrastructure strain. The population growth has led to congested roads and inadequate public transport. Housing costs are rising, with gentrification driving up prices in many neighbourhoods. Certain areas are experiencing high levels of violence and antisocial behaviour, contributing to a sense of insecurity. So, what have we learned about the Great British Balancing Act? From the north to the south, each city has its unique set of challenges and charms. In Sheffield, the steel city, the struggle is real with high living costs and economic pressures. Bristol, once a beacon of prosperity, now grapples with unaffordable housing and poor infrastructure. And Birmingham, the bustling heart of the Midlands, is feeling the squeeze of overcrowding and rising violence. Every city tells a different story but shares a common theme. The cost of living crisis is impacting lives across the UK. Whether it's the tech hubs or the industrial heartlands, the challenge remains the same. For these cities to thrive, innovative solutions and effective policies are needed to address the economic disparities and infrastructural woes. So, as we navigate through these urban landscapes, remember that behind every statistic and every headline, there are real people facing real struggles. The future of these cities depends on how well we can balance growth with sustainability and prosperity with equity. So there you have it, folks. 10 UK cities facing some pretty big challenges. From sky-high housing costs to struggling job markets, these urban hubs are definitely giving us all something to think about. Now, I'm not saying you should pack your bags and flee the country just yet, but it's always good to be informed, isn't it? To weigh up your options, to consider all the angles. Now, I want to hear from you. Which city do you think is the toughest to live in right now? Did I miss any crucial details? Spill the tea in the comments below. And if this video helped you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it means a lot to us. We work hard to bring you content that makes a real difference. Stay tuned for more tips, guides, and real talk about the places that matter most. Thank you for watching, and remember, your next move could be the key to a better future.